Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something major. Windows 10 support is coming to an end. If you're still using Windows 10, it's time to start thinking about what's next, honestly. But don't worry, I've got you covered with 3 Linux distributions that will make transitioning from Windows super easy. That's Zorin OS, AnduinOS, and Linux Mint. Let's jump into it. So here's the deal. Microsoft has officially announced that support for Windows 10 ends October 14, 2025. After that date, there's no more security updates, no new features, and no technical support. Your system will still work, of course, but you'll be running without protection against new viruses and security flaws. Microsoft will offer, though, an extended security program, but you got to keep in mind that it's only temporary. And listen, it won't bring any new updates. So basically, it's the end of the road for Windows 10 as we know it. So if your computer isn't compatible with Windows 11, or if you're just tired of the constant updates and system slowdowns, now is the time. It's a great time right now to switch over to Linux. And so first up, we got Zorin OS, one of the most beginner-friendly Linux distributions ever made. Here are 3 reasons that Windows users should or will or might love Zorin OS. First up, it feels like Windows. The desktop layout, the taskbar, the start menu style launcher, it looks super familiar. You can even switch themes to mimic Windows 10 or Windows 11. Number 2, it runs great on older hardware. So Zorin OS, and the reason it does is because Zorin OS is lightweight, it's smooth, especially if you try out the light version. It can breathe new life back into some old machines, some machines that have been aging, your old laptops, your old desktops, whatever. It can breathe life back into, it can resurrect them. In other words, I am the Linux preacher, so we got to talk about the resurrect. It can resurrect. It can bring freedom back to some old machines. And the last thing for Zorin is it's built on Ubuntu, so it's super stable and it's compatible. You get access to a ton of apps, drivers, and updates with just one single click. And it's perfect for people who just want things to work out of the box. Just want it to work. Don't want to have to go through a whole bunch of things. Just want it to work. Zorin OS is for you. All right. Next up is AnduinOS, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. AnduinOS. If I'm not, somebody correct me. I know y'all know how y'all do it in the comments sometimes on these videos. But AnduinOS is a newer Linux distribution that's specifically designed for Windows converts. It's made just for you, in other words. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the person that founded this or created this distro, it used to actually work for Windows as an employee, as a developer, if I'm not mistaken. And here's why you should check it out. Here's why you should check it out. If you're coming from Windows, you're moving over to Linux, this is why you should try out AnduinOS, okay? It feels like home for Windows users. When you look at it, I've looked at it, I was like, wow, this is really nice. The interface, the start menu, the workflow, it's all built and designed to feel so familiar. So that way there's hardly any learning curves, or it may even be 0 learning curves for you, but there's not going to be much learning curve for Windows users if they switch over to AnduinOS. Now, what I do like is that although it looks similar, it doesn't look exactly the same. There's a lot of distributions that have come out in the past that have tried to copy the exact way that Windows look, such as Ubuntu, which is supposed to be like Windows Ubuntu. That's a total no. It's no. That's plagiarism at its best. But they have designed AnduinOS to give you that feel, that style, that comfort that you're used to as a Windows user, but also still keeping everything true to itself. Amen. It's still its own distribution. It's not trying to be like anybody else, but it's trying to make sure that you still feel at home. Okay. Number 2, it's lightweight and fast. The install size is super small. It runs super smoothly on older machines and also mid-range hardware too as well. And it's way faster. Y'all see how I held that? It's way faster than Windows 10. I don't know what isn't, but way faster than Windows 10 on that same machine. Not with any added things to it, but on that same machine that you've been working on. If you put AnduinOS on there, it's going to run faster. All right. Number 3, everything is already out of the box. Once again, it's based off of Ubuntu, so you're gonna get those apps that you need. You're gonna get the updates you need. It's gonna be clean. It's gonna have a modern desktop. It's great for anyone who wants to install it and just get to work. No tech headaches. No this and that. It's going to get right to from the south of the states, the United States, and we have a phrase that it's going to get right to the nitty gritty, it's going to get right to the point. It's going to do exactly what needs to be done. All right. Finally, one of the most trusted names in Linux. Y'all see how I introduced him? I introduced him in such a grand way. His name is Linux Mint. One of the most trusted names of Linux is Linux Mint. Linux Mint. This is why you should switch to Linux Mint if you were previously a Windows user. So the Cinnamon desktop, first of all, it comes in many different ones. It comes in XFCE, comes in Mate, also comes in Cinnamon as well. But the Cinnamon desktop looks and feels like Windows. It does. It really does. You've got your start menu, your bottom taskbar. You got your system trays. Everything that you would expect on your Windows system, you're going to most likely have it here in your Linux Mint. And I say here because that's actually what I'm on right now. I'm using Linux Mint right now as we're speaking. I'm using Linux Mint on my iMac. Okay, it runs on everything. Okay, and point two is that's my first point, that the Cinnamon desktop looks like Windows. But my second point is it's so simple. It just works. Mint handles drivers, media codecs, printers with anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You throw it at it. Linux Mint is going to handle it. So you don't have to worry about trying to mess around installing this and that. It's just going to work. It's plug and play. Okay. Point number 3, and I'm trying to get out of here. It's stable and it's great. It's great for beginners. So Linux Mint, it's been around for many, many years, and so because of that, it has a huge community of supporters that's standing behind it. Many developers that are standing behind it. So you're gonna get regular updates. And so if you want something that's familiar and something that's really reliable, this is it. This is it. Linux Mint. Okay. So let's recap. Because we're about to get out of here. Windows 10 will end. I'm not a rapper, but I know it's getting close. Windows 10 will end October the 14th, 2025. And if you don't move to Windows 11, or your computer, you don't want to move to Windows 11, I should say, or your computer can't handle it, I think it's time for you to try Linux. Really, that's something is trying to tell you to try Linux. That something is me. It's me. Try Linux. Zorin OS. It's smooth, it's familiar, and it's modern. Listen, it is. AnduinOS. It's lightweight, and it's Windows-like. Okay. Linux Mint. It's stable. It may not look exactly like Windows like the other two that I suggest, but Linux Mint is stable, it's polished, and it's easy to use. Switching over to Linux does not have to be scary, you all. The distros that I chose to show you today, these distros will make it simple and even fun if you're here for it. Okay. And if you like, I can make a full video on showing you how to install all 3 of these step by step if you need me to. Just let me know in the comments. Listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell thingy for more Linux content. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a blessed day.